Have you ever noticed how, as the years go by, your mornings start to feel different? You wake up, maybe you slept a decent number of hours, but instead of feeling strong, alert, and full of energy, you feel slower. Your body doesn't respond the way it used to. That natural confidence, that fire that once came so easily, seems to be fading. And here's the truth most men over 60 don't realize until it happens to them. One of the main reasons for this decline is not just age itself, but the silent attack happening inside your body every single day. An attack that lowers your testosterone, weakens your vitality, and quietly robs you of your strength as a man. And the shocking part? Some of the foods you've been told are healthy, the very vegetables you've been adding to your plate with the best intentions, may actually be working against you. My name is Dr. Nora Sullivan. I've spent over a decade working with men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, helping them restore their confidence, protect their health, and reignite the spark they thought was gone forever. And today, I need to warn you about 3 common vegetables that can drastically lower your testosterone if you eat them regularly. These are foods that many men believe are harmless, even beneficial, but inside your body, they are quietly sabotaging the very hormones that make you feel alive, strong, and capable. Now, before I reveal these 3 testosterone-killing foods, let's take a moment to understand why testosterone matters so much after 60. See, most men think testosterone is only about sexual function. They think it's just about drive, erections, or intimacy. But testosterone is far more than that. It is the engine that powers your entire male system. It fuels your energy levels, it protects your bones, it maintains your muscle mass, it sharpens your mind, it even influences your mood, your confidence, and the way you carry yourself in the world. When testosterone is strong, you feel alive, powerful, ready to take on the day. But when it drops too low, you start to feel weaker, softer, more tired, more irritable, and yes, less of a man. Here's the difficult truth. After 60, your natural testosterone production is already declining. That's a normal part of aging. But what most men don't know is that the wrong foods accelerate this decline, making things worse, much faster than they should be. Instead of a slow, graceful transition into older age, your body experiences a sudden crash, and that crash is what steals your vitality, your drive, and your confidence. That's why knowing what to avoid becomes just as important as knowing what to include. So let's talk about the first culprit. And I'll warn you, it might surprise you. The first testosterone-killing vegetable that men over 60 should avoid is soy. Now, I know soy is technically a legume, not a traditional leafy green vegetable, but it's sold and marketed in the same category of health foods, and millions of men consume it daily without realizing the danger. Soy shows up in soy milk, tofu, edamame, soy protein powders, and countless packaged foods where soy oil or soy protein isolate is hidden in the ingredients. The reason soy is such a problem for men over 60 comes down to something called phytoestrogens. These are plant compounds that mimic estrogen, the female hormone. When you eat soy, these phytoestrogens enter your system and send confusing signals to your body. They bind to estrogen receptors, essentially tricking your body into thinking it has more estrogen than it really does. The result? Your testosterone production takes a hit. Your balance of male hormones shifts, slowly pushing you toward a more feminized state. And the signs show up in ways that many men recognize but don't connect to their diet. Increased belly fat. Softer muscles. Lower energy. Difficulty sleeping. Weaker morning performance. Even emotional changes, more mood swings, more irritability, less confidence. I've seen countless men in my clinic who were eating soy products daily, believing they were choosing a heart-healthy, plant-based option, when in reality, they were fueling the very decline they were desperate to stop. Now let me be clear, soy isn't poison. If you eat it once in a blue moon, it probably won't destroy your hormones overnight. But for men over 60, who already have lower testosterone levels, even small regular doses of soy can tip the balance further in the wrong direction. And over time, that adds up to significant, measurable losses in strength, performance, and vitality. So if you've been drinking soy milk with your cereal, adding tofu to your meals, or snacking on edamame thinking it's a healthy choice, I strongly urge you to reconsider. The second testosterone-killing vegetable is one that most people would never expect: mint. Yes, mint. Spearmint, peppermint, mint tea, it's all in the same category. Most men think of mint as harmless, refreshing, even soothing. But studies have shown that mint can significantly reduce testosterone levels when consumed regularly. The culprit here is a compound in mint that affects the way your body metabolizes hormones. Instead of allowing testosterone to circulate freely, mint increases the binding of testosterone to sex hormone-binding globulin, or SHBG. And when testosterone binds too tightly to SHBG, it becomes inactive. In other words, it's still technically in your body, but it's locked away, useless, unable to do its job. I've had men come to me frustrated because they've done all the right things. They exercise, they sleep well, they even take supplements. But their testosterone tests still come back low. And when we dig deeper, we find they've been drinking mint tea every night, or chewing mint gum throughout the day, or using peppermint oil constantly. These small habits seem innocent, but over months and years, they contribute to a steady decline in usable testosterone. And the result, again, is fatigue, weakness, softer body composition, and declining sexual health. The third vegetable men over 60 must be cautious about is flaxseed. Now, I know flaxseed isn't technically a vegetable either, it's a seed, but just like soy, it's marketed as a superfood. It's added to cereals, smoothies, health bars, and even sprinkled over salads. And here's the issue: flaxseed is loaded with lignans, another class of plant compounds that act like estrogen in the body. These lignans bind to estrogen receptors and disrupt the normal hormonal balance. In men, that means more estrogen activity and less free testosterone. One study showed that men who consumed flaxseed daily had measurable reductions in free testosterone within just a few weeks. And while flaxseed does have fiber and omega-3 fatty acids, the hormonal cost is too high for men over 60. You might be adding it to your diet thinking you're boosting heart health, but in reality, you're sacrificing the very hormone that keeps your heart strong in the first place. So let's step back and put this all together. Soy, mint, and flaxseed. 3 foods that are often marketed as healthy, natural, even beneficial. But for men over 60, these are silent saboteurs. They weaken your testosterone, they sap your energy, they add to your belly fat, and they accelerate the very decline you're trying to slow down. And the most dangerous part is that most men don't even know this is happening. They blame age. They think it's just normal to feel weaker, slower, softer. They don't realize their diet is quietly working against them. But here's the good news. Just as these foods can drag your testosterone down, avoiding them, and replacing them with better options, can help your testosterone recover. Instead of soy, choose high-quality animal protein or plant proteins that don't carry phytoestrogens, like peas or lentils. Instead of mint teas, choose green tea or chamomile, which can actually support better sleep and recovery. Instead of flaxseed, choose chia seeds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds, which give you healthy fats without the estrogenic effects. And beyond just avoiding these testosterone killers, there are powerful foods that actually support your male hormones as you age. Foods rich in zinc, like oysters and beef. Foods high in magnesium, like spinach and almonds. Healthy fats from olive oil and avocado. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, which help your body eliminate excess estrogen. When you build your diet around these kinds of foods, you create an environment inside your body where testosterone can thrive, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Now I want to leave you with this. Testosterone is not about chasing youth. It's not about pretending you're 20 again. It's about honoring the man you are today, in this chapter of life, and giving yourself the strength, vitality, and confidence to live fully. You don't have to accept decline as inevitable. You don't have to surrender your energy, your drive, your presence as a man. By making small, intentional choices every day, choices like avoiding these 3 hidden testosterone killers, you can protect your body, reclaim your strength, and show up in life with power and dignity. So tonight, when you sit down to eat, I want you to remember this message. Look at your plate. Ask yourself if the foods in front of you are building your testosterone or breaking it down. And every time you choose the right path, you're not just feeding your body, you're fueling your manhood, your vitality, your future. Because the truth is, you are not done yet. You are still in the game. And as long as you take care of your testosterone, your best years may not be behind you, they may still be ahead.